Welcome to Outlier on Air. Today we are at the We Labs co-working space in Long Beach, California, and we are meeting with Caryn Baumgartner. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And your company is 4200 Fahrenheit.
Correct.
So tell us what is behind that name.
So the name has a lot of meaning to me personally, in that my grandfather was a glass blower. And so the temperature, 4200 Fahrenheit, is the point at which silica becomes glass. And so it's that moment of transformation, it's that moment of clarity, that idea of bringing some very intense heat to a situation or a problem through scrutiny, so there's a lot of layers of meaning. Plus there's kind of this interesting metaphor of glass in that everything that we do nowadays seems to be behind glass, whether it's an iPhone, a tablet, a computer, TV. So all of those venues for interacting with brands,
Right.
are very much, that's a part of kind of the ecosystem. So since our company is focused on brand identity, strategy, and implementation, it just seemed to come together nicely.
Cool. So you are a branding and identity company. So with the name, have you had any struggles with, remember, I wanted to think of the book Fahrenheit 41, right? So,
Yes.
So are you going strong with that name? You mentioned before this interview that it had given you a little bit of problem. Tell me about that.
Yes, so the name has been in existence for over 2 years. I still don't have a logo.
The cobbler doesn't have shoes.
Yeah, the cobbler's children
Yeah.
have no shoes.
But that
And
just says that you're busy and you're going from thing to thing, right?
yes, that's what I tell people.
So tell me about the process that you lead people through. I'm a brander and an online marketer, and so I love talking to others in the industry and just knowing that, what process in general, or briefly, what process do you lead people through to get them to their brand?
Well, there's a proven methodology that's been used in a lot of really big agencies. I come from an agency background,
Okay.
so that methodology still works regardless of the size of the company. And you can scale it up and down based on what the client's needs are and their budgets, of course. But it starts with a workshop, and in that workshop, we take people through a number of exercises, and those exercises help to surface, deeply held beliefs by individuals. It's an interesting process because a lot of times we've had clients say, "Wow, I never knew you felt that way about the company," and so it does bring about a lot of conversation. So these exercises end up with a deliverable of kind of this brand packet, which talks about, the values of the company, what their key differentiators are, how they are positioned in the marketplace. If they have an existing brand, we do an audit, communication audit, to take a look at how that's being expressed, both visually as well as messaging. So it's kind of this nice wrapped up package that is handed off to the client after the workshop, and then from there we go through implementation. So rolling out the brand and identity across signage, across their business cards,
Right.
And everything else that they need.
Hey there, Outlier entrepreneurs. I hope you're enjoying our guest today. I don't know about you, but I am obsessed with learning from others who are completely crushing it in their business. As entrepreneurs, we want to give you even more interactions to our guests, experts, investors, and other insanely ambitious entrepreneurs. We've just opened 50 spots for the Outlier Mastermind. This is a tight-knit community that offers you complete support through a closed Facebook group. You'll have an accountability partner and the opportunity to participate in business building activities together, which will accelerate your progress toward that next huge goal. We'll have exclusive hangouts and trainings with experts and successful entrepreneurs, as well as direct access to the Outlier team. If you're completely dedicated to your business and are ready to turbocharge your success, go to outliermagazine.co to learn more today.
So you being a brander, a lot of our entrepreneurs, if not all of them, go through this process, and many of them self-brand. I mean, they don't go out to a professional to lead them through this process. And a lot of times it's out of necessity to move forward, which we're told to do time and time again, just move, move, move.
Yeah.
And they're creating their MVP and they're getting out there. So what tips do you have for them to at least take the next step to the point where at some point they'll be able to pay an agency or service such as yours to help lead them through that? What can they do on their own?
As you know, past the workshop, or if they're not?
I would say if before that point that they're actually able to go out and seek the services, but they're starting something, what steps should they take to at least get in the right direction?
Well, I think any successful identity and brand positioning comes about from being truthful with yourself and what your company is about. Authenticity is something that is very quick to either be understood or be it's not true.
Your customer can perceive right away if you're being yourself, right?
Yes.
Authentic. That's
yes.
great.
And whether it's in how you're presenting yourself physically in meetings or with others, or whether it's your business card, you know, it really does. It does come across, and that's probably why I'm having so much trouble with mine. It's like I've gone through so many different iterations, and it's like, is this true?
You're an entrepreneur. You're going through it yourself, so you understand it.
Very much scrutinizing.
So as an entrepreneur with your own company, you're working out of this wonderful co-working space with a lot of collaboration. What is your major learning experience that you've had in your own business?
I would have to say taking the leap of faith is probably at the heart of it. I've launched my business before and was pretty successful with it until the market crash. And so there's that fear that kind of gets embedded in you, in thinking that, can I do this again? And I've now been on my own again for a year. So, and this space in particular, I think, is a big reason for the success of my company, because it's really difficult to maintain a level of professionalism out of your back bedroom. You know, there's just
get out of your robe.
Yes, in fact, the reason that I landed here was I had a pretty high-end New York client that was coming out to visit, and we were going to be launching or kicking off, you know, the brand and identity for her, and I'm like, I have no place to take her, and I can't have her show up at the house.
Right.
So my husband was very familiar with We Labs. He knew Robbie, and so we came here and rented the space.
Fantastic.
Rented the office, and so it worked out really well, and it does impart a sense of reality. You know, you are going to the office every day, and you do need to get dressed up. You're not working in your slippers.
And hey, even if we are, or working barefoot, as we've seen around here, at least you're collaborating, right?
Yeah, and that's another very positive aspect to the space is the networking.
Great.
That has really netted a lot of great relationships and a lot of great opportunities.
Wonderful. I really appreciate you sharing your business with us. Where can we find you online?
4200f.com.
4200f.com. And how can we reach out to you personally?
Caryn at 4200f.com.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.